Abby, you know, if I saw this like coming across my counter, I'd like scream. I whip my tail back and forth. I whip my tail back and forth. I whip my tail back and forth. Hello, I'm Judette and welcome to Forward 40 TV. Today on the show, I'm going to show you how to make amazing salads in a jar that are healthy and nutritious. I don't know about you, but there are two periods during my day when I get really ravenous, and that is at lunchtime and when I return home from a hard workout. So when I open my refrigerator or my cupboard, I want to make sure that I have healthy meals prepared. And that's why I use these mason jars and I stack all these nutritious vegetables in them so it's easy to reach for when I'm hungry. So today, I'm going to show you how to prepare them. I hope you join me. So my first salad is going to be this protein-packed powwow with some carbohydrates mixed into it. So we begin first by adding our ginger mandarin salad dressing, which is one of my favorites, which you can make for yourself, and I'll have the recipe in another episode of Forward 40. I'm going to pour this into the mason jar, and I love the mason jar because it keeps your salads airtight and fresh for 3 to 4 days. So the first ingredient I'm going to put in this particular salad is my grape tomato. So as you can tell, stacking it in, and look at all that red, all that great color at the bottom. My assistant, we were looking for a funnel and we couldn't find one anywhere, and she used this ice cream plastic container, cut out the bottom of it, and I can use it as a funnel to place over my mason jar to make sure all the ingredients fit really nicely inside. My second ingredient is asparagus, which of course is so crunchy and so delicious. And I take about 2 handfuls, sometimes even 3, depending on how I want my salad to taste when I tip over my mason jar and pour it all into a plate. Then I add my carbs, because of course when you have a salad at lunchtime, you do want to make sure that it is able to sustain you. So I use a lot of red potato and I chop it and I cut it into cubes, and I will add just about 2 handfuls and no more, because I am on a weight loss sort of life. I'm trying to lose weight, so I don't want to use too much carbohydrates, just enough to give me and to sustain me, to give me the energy and sustain me as I have it for lunch and then take me through into the afternoon when I'm working. I love greens, so I'm going to add my green beans, which I steamed really, really slightly. You want always to have a crunch with your salad, especially salads that are really hearty. And see, it's all going in, and you can see the layers and all the colors that are starting to show. I'm going to add tofu, and as most of you know from following me on Forward 40 TV, I am a vegan, so I don't eat meat or fish. So I tend to use tofu when I want an extra source of protein. Again, I'm doing everything in equal measure here. So I'm going to take about 2 handfuls of tofu and pour it into, or stack it into, my mason jar. And finally, the big surprise of my salad is really using chana. Yup, I said it, chana, because chana gives your salad a very crunchy flavor. Now I know if you steamed your vegetables slightly, you will get that extra crunch, but I like to have something that's even more hard. So I use my yellow chana, and you can get this in any sort of grocery store. It does not have to be a specialty store. And again, using things in equal measure, I will take 2 handfuls of my chana and I will pour it into my mason jar. Now remember, my funnel is not really made for the mason jar. We sort of customized it for this show. So I'm going to be very careful about lifting it. First, I'm going to, of course, wipe my hands. How do you think it looks? I think fantastic. I am going to lift my funnel very carefully because some of the ingredients are stacked around the mouth of the mason jar. So I'm going to lift it. I'm going to make sure some of it goes into the mason jar. Oops, some of it fell outside. I'm just going to take it away. And there you go. See how the layers are? See all that nutritious goodness? The lid, of course, really easy. It's a dual. So I can put one here, and this really keeps the air out. And then I just screw on the other one. So my protein powwow salad in a jar. So my second salad in a jar is my absolute favorite because it has all the ingredients that I love and so reflects the Caribbean. It has avocado and mango and carrots. So it's really colorful and bright, quite unlike the other salad, which had some color, but this is going to be so colorful when you look through the mason jar glass. So let's get started. Of course, I'm using another dressing. And remember, we talked about how you can make your own salad dressing using mayonnaise, or in my case, veganese, as well as olive oil and all your favorite herbs. So this one is a French dressing. And I'm going to add just a little bit. And of course, don't forget your first vegetable is going to be hearty because you have your salad dressing at the bottom and you want to make sure that when you take your salad out of the refrigerator in 3 to 4 days, the vegetable that is at the bottom is still really flavorful and it's really still very crunchy and full of texture. So my first ingredient is my red cabbage. And remember, I talked about how much color this particular salad is going to have. And once again, I'm doing everything in equal measure, using about 2 handfuls of every ingredient, like this broccoli. Again, steam it very, very lightly so it does not have to be soft. But again, when you taste it, the explosion of taste in your mouth is delightful. Look how my mason jar with the yellow of the French dressing and the purple of the red cabbage or the purple red hue, and of course the green of the broccoli. How amazing that looks. Another favorite ingredient of mine is the edamame beans. I really like its nutty taste, and again, it adds a different sort of flavor and texture to your salad. So 2 handfuls of it in, and you can always tell how you're doing in terms of the proportion of ingredients you have in your jar and how full it is getting to the brim. And I can tell, you know what, I'm going to add just a little bit more of the edamame beans, not only because I love it, but because I want my jar to have all the textures and all the flavors. My favorite fruit in the world is mango. And I know it's fattening, but I can't help myself. I have to have a mango when it's in season, probably every day. And in this salad, it provides the perfect amount of texture and color. Look how juicy your salad is beginning to look. Just by adding the mango. Mango makes everything right. Even when you're having a sad day, instead of the ice cream, have a mango. Again, another vegetable from the Caribbean, or fruit, I think avocado is a fruit they say, is avocado or zabuka. And because my salad is getting way to the brim, I'm going to take off my funnel, or I can leave it on, and I'm just going to knock it. And you see how everything just settled again? So it allows me to put another handful of avocado. That's a magic tip about the mason jar. Now for some carrots. So I've stripped the carrots into really fine bits. Again, so it fits well into my mason jar. And I didn't steam the carrots, so it's raw. So I use a mixture of raw vegetables in my mason jar for my salad in a jar, as well as cooked. And finally, to give it an extra zing, I'm going to use my green onions that I chopped up into, minced up into fine bits. Not too much. I'm not going to go with 2 handfuls because it's so pungent already that you don't want to use too much. So again, if you look at it, look how bright and colorful this particular salad in a jar is. And I'm going to be very careful with my funnel, and I'm going to lift it up. And I know by now your hands are going to be all messy because you've been using your hands really to take out your salads from the bowl and into the jar. And don't mind if it falls out, some of it. I am not a chef. I do things that I love in my kitchen, and it doesn't always have to be perfect. As long as when you see it in the fridge, it looks absolutely amazing. So my second salad in a jar with all the ingredients that I love. I hope you're inspired enough to make your own salads in a jar. And when you do, take a picture and share it with us on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course, follow us on YouTube and give us the thumbs up. We'd love to hear from you, from your comments and your suggestions. Enjoy your salads. And until next time, take care. I love you all. Bye.